what a bloody great game of football that was. I mean, the goal at the end kind of did elevate it, but up to that point, I was just thinking throughout the entire game, where has this team been all season? The performances recently have been getting better and better and better without any shadows of doubt. It's been tremendous. That was probably the loudest I've heard Kenilworth Road since that Sunderland playoff semi-final. It's crazy. And the limbs. The celebration for the goal, I'll talk about the goal a bit later. I know I've jumped right to the celebration at the end, like 90th minute. I would say those were better celebrations than the Sunderland game. Genuinely. I've never been thrown around or hugged that hard in a football stadium. It was mad. It was mad because those are survival limbs. Like, for instance, if you have a death sentence, but then you get off and you get to live, life is just that much sweeter. The air is that much cleaner. And that's what this was today. That was everything being released all at once. It was tremendous. And it capped a performance that really deserved it because from minute naught to the end, with a 10-minute spell just after the red card, we dominated Coventry. That was a domination. If you knew one of these teams was battling relegation, the other team was going for the playoffs, you wouldn't know which one was which. You'd think this was, well, what it was originally intended to be when the random fixture generator put it right at the end of the season. It was anticipated to be a battle to see who gets in the playoffs. Right, so we went unchanged today, and a lot of people are thinking, okay, we'll go unchanged. Interesting. Clark was back, but on the bench. Naismith was back, also on the bench. And people are thinking, well, we could put Naismith and Clark in, but to be honest, the defence, the midfield, and the forward line in Ali, Jones, and Morris had done the job against Bristol City, so there was absolutely no reason to change what worked really well. And I'll say it again, Carlton Morris, fantastic performance. I hammered him, absolutely hammered the guy out of Blackburn because that was one of the worst performances I've ever seen. I think he's responded very well to all the criticism, not just from me, from everyone saying his legs is gone. I think he's working incredibly hard now, and he deserves a nice rest at the end of the season. Because he's been unplayable these past few games. He's covered everywhere. He looks knackered, but he's been digging deep, running on empty, and he's been coming up trumps. He's been fantastic. So today, Frank Lampard came to Kenilworth Road, and obviously the Kenilworth Road faithful gave him a very warm welcome. And when he was walking off the pitch, actually, he was respect to Frank Lampard because he's just lost. And while they're still in the playoffs, they got a big game against Middlesbrough. And I said they'd have one eye on that game because that's the vital one, essentially. They could have sealed their playoff finish today, but they didn't because, a catalogue of reasons, which I'll talk about. And as he was coming off, he was like, giving it back to the crowd. It's like, I don't know. I think he might be going down. But, respect him for that. And his really dodgy comb over. Just embrace the bald, Frank. Embrace it. We were dominating Coventry pretty much from the beginning, and their game plan was frustrate, time waste, get a point, try and nick a win, and that's it. And that was pretty much undone straight away because Ali got away from, who was it? Fellow was there. Jay De Silva, former Luton schoolboy. He left us at the age of 8 to move to Chelsea with his brothers Cole and Rio De Silva. And what a welcome back to Kenilworth Road for him. Personally, I've watched it back. I think Ali tripped up over his own feet. And I think the referee saw that at half time. I think someone had a word in his ear. Maybe someone showed it to him. And he spent the entirety of the second half trying to make good for Coventry. That brings me on to the action-packed second half. And don't get me wrong, we threatened a lot in the first half. Tremendous defensive display from Coventry, as well as Brad Collins in goal. He's had a time at Kenilworth Road before. I remember that time when he was in goal for Barnsley, and Elijah Adebayo was lining up to take a penalty, and he was like there going, "Go, put it in the top corner. Put it in the top corner. I dare you. I dare you." And Elijah just slammed it. Like, literally nothing but stanch. It was fantastic. Postage stamp. I can't think of the guy's first name. Jar Jar Binks. He was decent. A real nudge of a player. And Joel Latibaudiere as well. He's a right nudge as well. Great time wasting from him in the first half. When he went down screaming, honestly, I thought something was wrong. All the medical staff were mobilised, and he just walked it off. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. Just after Easter as well. I'd say the pick of the Coventry players, because they were blocking everything. Liam Kitching, he was blocking a lot because we had a few shots. They got a lot of blocks in, but Brad Collins really stole the show, tipping things onto the post, tipping things onto the bar. Really, really good goalkeeping display from Brad Collins. Second half, as I said, the ref was looking to level it up, even the playing field. So that Liam Walsh red was very harsh. Very, very harsh. And I imagine we'll appeal, and I imagine it'll get overturned. The ref was just waiting for something to happen, like a flare point, so he could march in and be like, "Red, you're off, 10v10, my conscience is clear." But I guess that's football, and that's one of the benefits of VAR. Because with VAR, maybe Ali wouldn't have got De Silva sent off, and then the ref wouldn't have been inclined to send off Liam Walsh. It was a nothing. It really wasn't. And the goalkeeper, Brad Collins, when I'm talking about him, I forgot to mention his incredible time wasting. There was 9 minutes added on at the end of the first half. And the guy just has a black belt on time wasting, and the ref waited way too long to show him the yellow card. Way too long. But damage was done, and they were very, very good at wasting time. I can't give all the credit to Coventry's defence. Luton's defence was fantastic as well. I honestly thought the passage of play for the goal was brilliant. Fair play, Shannon Baptiste. He's coming for a lot of stick. Look, I'm not saying he is completely out of the woods in terms of stick. The ball fell very favourably to him. Not going to lie, but I think that is perfect for his confidence right now. It helps that Liam Kitching got absolutely wiped out by Brad Collins, which was hilarious. Liam Kitching going down, clutching his head because he just assumed it was Colton Morris going into the back of him. But no, it was his own player, so no foul there. And the ball fell really well to Shandon Baptiste. He did really well. So brought it out. Weak shots, I think. Binks on the line was kind of anticipating a bit more power behind it. So he was queuing up to sort of boot it out. It was a weak shot on target, but as I said, he completely miscalculated, ended up just sweeping it into his own net, which was hilarious. And eruption. Kenilworth Road erupted. It was so loud. And I'm happy it happened right at the end as well, because this came just after a 10-minute spell of Coventry pressure. And we're thinking, oh God, here we go again. We've had a player sent off, and now we're going to completely fall apart. Defensively, solid. We did really well. Awal Mengi had a good game defensively. His passing is a little bit suspect. And he does have a knack of, if in doubt, boot it out. and it's weird where he decides to boot it. It's like he's trying to give away corners, but hey, that is what it is. And Makoso, don't know why, we seem to be protecting him a lot. Obviously, he's very young. Fair play to him. But Naismith came on, left centre back. Mengi switched over to the other side, and we looked really solid. Then Burke came on. Loved Burke, did really well, made his 100th appearance. Big up the Reece Burke. And yeah, and that got us out the bottom three for the first time since January 18th. Can you imagine where we would be if the board had the balls to sack Rob Edwards 2 months sooner? Not saying we'd be challenging for the playoffs, but we would have been comfortably mid-table. We'd be in like that QPR Sheffield Wednesday zone where it doesn't really matter what we do because we're not going up, not going down. We'd be happily planning for next season. But it is what it is. Final game of the season, we need a win because we're playing a team in West Brom who really have nothing to play for, and it seems all their abilities have just completely abandoned them. Cardiff have gone down now, confirmed. Plymouth all but down unless they can find a 20-goal swing. They left it too little, too late. There's one spot left, and the results otherwise: Derby won, Stoke lost, Preston lost, which is hilarious. They lost to Plymouth. Preston are really in it. So it's like a 5-person battle royale for one relegation spot. And that final day, the results today had connotations for the relegation battle and the playoff battle. Brilliant. So final day of the season, 2 spots in the playoff battle are up for grabs. 1 spot in the relegation battle is, well, I guess not up for grabs. No one wants it, do they? But we'll discuss all that in Champ Chat. That's going to be dropping Sunday afternoon. We have a good time with it down the Brickies. Have a gander at that when it drops on our channel. Delighted with the win. What a turnaround in form. We're one of the form teams in the league now. We go on to West Brom. We'll be watching this game live in the Brickies, doing a Luton Town show live from the Brickies. We'll have an open mic. Jump on, give us your thoughts. Post-match phone in tomorrow. Looking forward to having you all there. Most importantly, though, come on, you Hatters.